All right, Raider Nation, welcome back to the Raider D podcast out here on the ranch. Today we're going to be talking about a quarterback that we talked about last year, a guy with a lot of upside, but also some flaws in his game, a guy that now that Matthew Stafford is off of the table, is starting to pick up some heat with the Raiders organization, according to several NFL insiders. I've sifted through at least a couple of dozen different articles talking about Justin Fields to the Raiders. And I'm going to talk about why this would make sense for the Raiders to do it and possibly why it wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to want to stick around for this video because it's going to be very informative. Now, let's talk about Justin Fields a little bit. In his transition from the Chicago Bears, former first-round draft pick guy, a lot of upside, very physical runner with the ball, has a rocket launcher for an arm, just an athlete bar none, right? There's no question about the athleticism of Justin Fields. A lot of the questions were in regards to his decision-making out there on the field, as well as, maybe a little bit of immaturity his first 3 years with the Bears. Well, if you contrast, once he was traded off to the Pittsburgh Steelers and he went to an organization that, wins and is constantly in the playoffs, an organization that has a winning culture, an organization that has a great head coach, a great ownership, a great staff all the way around, great players, Justin Fields only got to play in 6 games, but he had the best year of his career in those 6 games, putting up over 65.8% completion percentage, and he had a total of 10 touchdowns and only 1 interception. Now, 5 of those touchdowns were through the air, and 5 were on the ground with his majestic feet. He also threw the ball for over 1,100 yards, and he picked up nearly 400 yards rushing in just 6 games. And the reason why Pittsburgh benched him for Russell Wilson is because if they had played him and started him in one more game, I think they would have had to give, a second-round draft pick for him instead of the 3rd round? That's a very high draft pick. If you're not 100% convinced that this is your guy going forward, then you don't want to give up that second-round draft pick. So it only made sense that they wanted to see what Russell Wilson had, and they put Justin Fields on the bench. But if you go back and you watch Justin Fields' game tape, the kid was absolutely electrifying out there on the field. Now, he had some downsides, but there's no doubt that he literally just lit it up with both his feet and through the air. And talking about electrifying and electricity, I want to tell you guys about a very special sponsor of the video that has really helped us out here on the Raider Ranch to not only build an addition, another tiny home on the ranch, but also to power it. And as you can see, I got a couple of their 400-watt solar panels behind me here that is currently powering both tiny homes on the property. And I've used their little powerhouse, the Jump 1800 right here, to help build this place. I've taken it all over the property to do projects. Whenever I need power, the Jump 1800 has been there to save the day. It puts out over 1,800 watts, and as you can see, it's light enough even for my wife to carry. A lot of the portable power solutions have gotten so heavy that even big guys are, straining themselves to pick them up because they're getting pretty hefty. Whereas the Jump 1800 is light enough to take to the beach, take it to a soccer game with the kids so that you can power up all of your devices. It has so many different features on it. And right now on their website, you can literally get this thing for almost under $600. Just add my link into it and you'll get under $600 at the recording of this video. And their solar panels are mobile as well. They have different ones. You can get anywhere from a 200-watt solar panel to the 400-watt solar panels that I got behind you. And you can run an RV, you can run a small, tiny house. You can even help to supplement the power of your house if you're on the grid. We're totally off grid, so we're 100% completely reliant on Vtoman to power everything, and it is doing fantastic job. So thank you to Vtoman. Link is down in the description. Guys, go and check them out if you're looking into some solar. So let's talk about Justin Fields and why he would make sense to come to the Raiders, and why he was on the radar of the Raiders last year with a different coaching regime and GM, but he was not interested in coming to the Raiders. Well, that's because we had Luke Getsy, who was his offensive coordinator the year before in Chicago, and he felt like Luke Getsy was the reason why he was not being successful. And that was proven out the second that he went to Pittsburgh and had a really good offensive coordinator and a really good head coach who made good decisions and play calling, and all of a sudden, he has the best year of his career. So Luke Getsy is gone, Antonio Pierce is gone, Tom Telesco is gone. We have a new head coach, a Super Bowl well-respected Pete Carroll. We have John Spytek, a very respected and intelligent GM. And we have Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator. If Justin Fields is going to go anywhere and have the potential to be a starter, it's with the Las Vegas Raiders, because of the fact that we have assembled an all-star staff for him to feel comfortable knowing that he's going to be very successful. And so it would make sense for the Raiders to go out and get a guy who has as much athleticism and upside as Justin Fields does, who has literally better stats than Aiden O'Connell did in 6 games versus Aiden O'Connell's 9. And the fact that the dude is just so hard to tackle, he's so hard to bring down, right? He's an escape artist with more athleticism than Patrick Mahomes. And if the Raiders were to go out and get him, I think it would make sense, because if anybody could get the best out of a guy like Justin Fields, I truly believe Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly could do that. Chip Kelly would absolutely design an offense that would make Justin Fields look like a superstar overnight. Now, it'd be up to Justin Fields to see whether or not he would want to come here, and whether or not, if he did come here, if he could actually put it all together and really take off in his career and have a Sam Darnold type of resurgence. Now, remember, Sam Darnold was with trash teams, got traded around, ended up with San Francisco 49ers, had excellent coaching there, and all of a sudden, he goes to the Vikings, another one with excellent coaching, and he has a banner year, and now the dude's probably going to clock anywhere from $35 to $40 million a year. He was regarded as nothing more than a bust, a guy that would only ride the bench for the rest of his career, to now being a very highly sought-after free agent, the most highly sought-after free agent quarterback on the market for 2025. Could that happen with Justin Fields? I think, in my opinion, watching Justin Fields' game tape and knowing Chip Kelly and the way that he runs his offenses, and knowing the way that Pete Carroll is able to resonate and get the best out of his players, I think the best case scenario would be for the Raiders to go out and get Justin Fields on a very cheap contract. Maybe you give him a 2-year contract, $15 million a year. That's nothing, because after we cut Gardner Minshew, we're going to have over $100 million in cap space. We just cut Desmond Ridder. He's not it. They don't believe in him. And from John Spytek's own words, he doesn't even really know much about Carter Bradley. So he's not going to be the answer. I think Justin Fields would make a lot of sense to come to the Raiders. Now, why would he maybe not make a lot of sense? Well, because there is a lot of smoke in the air about Jalen Milroe, and maybe the Raiders going after him, because Jalen Milroe and Justin Fields are basically the same quarterback, though Jalen Milroe is just a little bit younger and faster. And so he would be cheaper, because you're probably going to get Jalen Milroe in the 2nd round. and you can then develop him and push him along. You got Aiden O'Connell to be your starter for maybe the first 6 weeks of the season. Bring Jalen Milroe along. Get Jalen Milroe in there on some different design plays just for him. Maybe some goal line plays because the dude is electrifying. Shameless plug there. To our sponsor, great sponsor, by the way. Guys, go and check them out. You got to check them out. Their prices are unbelievable. You're going to be happy with the product. I know I am. Go and check them out. That was just an extra little bonus I threw out there for Vtoman because I really do believe in them. Jalen Milroe to the Raiders in the second round makes sense as well. Because again, you got Chip Kelly, and he can definitely design a playbook that would make Jalen Milroe be successful in the NFL. Now, how successful, we don't know, because he's very raw as a quarterback. And a lot of teams have been requesting that he change position to be a running back, and he's like, nope, not doing it, I'm a QB. The thing about Jalen Milroe is he's very mature, and the dude is extraordinarily smart. He'll have his master's degree before he comes to the NFL, something a lot of quarterbacks don't do. And so as far as him being able to pick up a playbook and learn a scheme, I have no doubt Jalen Milroe will be able to do that. So it's up in the air right now. Could the Raiders go out and get Justin Fields? He's going to be his 5th year in the NFL. He has certainly matured as a person and a quarterback over the past year with the Pittsburgh Steelers and being with a winning organization. And a lot of people were saying, well, the Steelers are going to bring him back. I highly doubt that. If the Steelers were going to bring him back, they would have already brought him back. Like, they're not going to bring him back at this point. And does Justin Fields even want to come back to the Steelers, being the fact that he went 4-2 as a starter? He was having the best year statistically of his career, and they benched him to save a second-round draft pick. To me, knowing how he got dissed by Chicago and then he got disrespected by Pittsburgh by being benched in lieu of Russell Wilson, who absolutely just biffed it in the playoffs. To me, if I'm Justin Fields, I'm saying no, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thank you for helping me have the best statistical career year of my career. But I'm going to go ahead and check out some other pastures and see if they're greener. I'm going to go somewhere else. If you guys feel like the Raiders should take a shot on Justin Fields, drop a comment down below. Let me know how you feel. And if you want to get this hat that I'm wearing, guys, check the cart. I get so many comments. Where do I buy it? It's in the cart. Check the shopping cart at the bottom of the video. If you don't see the shopping cart, go down in the description and check the shopping cart in there. It should show all of the items, including this hat. I'll have it linked down there below. Guys, until tomorrow's video, I'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow's video. All right, I'm out of here. Bye.